I am 3 weeks out from my next major event. I got booked for this private island event that I'm very, very excited for. And I want to take you guys behind the scenes as to how we plan and build a set. So just a little bit of background. I got booked for this exciting event by a DJ that I love, and we have the same style. So every time she plays where I live in Bali here, whenever she plays, and if I can make it, I go, I make it, I show support, I show love. After one of her shows, she's like, hey, Neo, I got this gig, I need another DJ. Can you come on through? So super excited. It's a private island. We're getting our flights paid for, accommodation paid for, food paid for, and a decent salary. It's going to be around my birthday as well. So it's in 3 weeks, but I'm going to bring you guys behind the scenes now from planning day one. And any event that I have booked, I start planning as far ahead as possible. So we're going to jump into that process. And the reason being is I'm going to show you guys that planning involves collecting music over a long period of time. It's not just collecting music the day before, but I'm going to be collecting music from today onwards up until maybe the night before an event. Sometimes I've changed playlists up at 3 or 4 a.m. when I had a set the whole next day, that next evening, just because I got some inspiration to add 3 or 4 more songs. So we're going to be pulling from my own experience. Excuse me, guys. We're going to be pulling from my own experience, as well as we're going to look at DJ Marcia Carr's planning process. So she's world-renowned, been in the game for decades, and she's known for these 5 to 7 hour long sets. So she's known for long form sets, and we're going to extrapolate some of the lessons from her long sets and lessons from my shorter. Longest set I've ever done is 5 hours, but let's extrapolate these long form lessons to our shorter 1 hour, 2 hour, maybe even 3 hour sets, because at the end of the day, it's still the same journey. We are building emotions. We are planning a warm-up, there's a peak, and then there's always a close. So we need different choices of our song selection at different parts of our sets. And, with that said, let's jump on in.
You are listening to the DJ Mentor. Real tips, real music, real growth.
Okay, so we're going to be building our set from scratch, but first let's go into some lessons from Marcia Carr. So what I got from her is, first of all, she plays vinyl. So she organizes her records in crates. So what she does is first she digs through forgotten tracks. So she's looking for old gems. So she wants to invoke a nostalgia, surprise. So from this, I want you guys to take, it's not necessarily about going to your top 40 or top 100 and getting all your newest, all the newest sounds. You want to have a mixture of old sounds and new sounds so that your set is undeniably unique. If you go to the top 40, top 100 list, anyone can do that. And to be honest, I hate listening to a DJ that's a top 40 DJ, because anyone can download the top 40 songs and mix them. And then next, she organizes her music into 3 loose piles. She has her beginning, middle, and end. And this is essentially her mood board. And then finally, her goal is to build gradually. So especially for a 3 to 5 hour longer set, she wants to set the setup with energy protectors and set up curveballs. So again, she wants to guide the energy a certain way. And then also be careful not to peak too early. Be careful not to cluster too many bangers in one section, but have a balanced, flowing, long set. So my event is 3 weeks out, and I want to build this so it has structure and flexibility. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go through my current library and my current playlist, and I'm going to look for my old gems, look for my old bangers, look for stuff that's worked in the past, and stuff that's going to fit with the vibe of this event. So first, let's jump into our messages. So she sent me some text giving me details of what the client requested. So I'm going to put my screen up for you. Okay, so here we can see that the client wants no Latino, no Arabic vibes. They want more melodic Afro, nice Afro, Burning Man kind of magic vibes. So that is their request. So what I did this morning actually was I was listening to Black Coffee's most recent set at Burning Man, and I'm only a few minutes in, but I'll tell you right now, the first 3 songs, it's a very gradual build-up. Now, I've seen Black Coffee a few times in person, more than 3 times in person, listened to many of his sets. The reason I'm checking out Black Coffee's Burning Man set is, of course, the request, but also this DJ and I have the similar melodic Afro styles, so this is going to be the first place I'm going to go for research. But, like I said, we're going to go into my library. 1 second. Okay, record box is up and running. I'm going to go to playlists, create a new playlist, and let's call this Private Island Melodic Afro. And I was actually playing some tracks for my friends at this villa yesterday, already thinking about this event that's coming up, and I already have an idea. You know, this is my natural style, my natural genre. I feel like this gig is literally made for me, so I already kind of have an idea of some of the old bangers that I want to include. So this track here, I'm going to add to playlist. Where is it? Bro, at this point I have so many playlists, it gets a little confusing. So I'm going to move our new playlist to the top. Okay, so this song, Blumst, I played this yesterday. I was already thinking this is one of the songs I might want to add into my set. I'm going to go through one of my most recent sets. Soft. This is a song I like that I think might be suiting. So let's add this to playlist. So guys, remember in one of the most recent previous episodes, we build playlists up to 30 songs. So with that said, I might get to 30, I might get to 40. The songs that I'm adding today might not be the songs that I actually play on the day of. But again, this is part of the process. Sometimes I revamp a playlist almost more than 50%. But this is part of the planning. Omira, 111, these are songs that I think would be suiting as well. And there's some songs in my Melodic Journey 22 that I think would go right with this vibe. So again, we're going with, oops, I think I added the wrong songs. We're going for the melodic Afro vibe with this. Okay, so let's go through a little more. Where's Latino? We cannot add Latino. The client does not want Latino. The client does not want Arabic. So I'll go through some of my old club. So guys, this video is going to be less than 30 minutes long. Just taking you to the very beginning. And also, I'm only going to post this video after we've actually done the gig, so I can include some of the footage from the magic actually happening. So this part of the recording is 3 weeks before. Once you're seeing this video, the gig has been complete, and of course, hopefully, we smashed it, having planned 3 weeks ahead of time. Smoke. This is a song I played yesterday that I think would be suiting. Anything else? Okay. So that was step one of my planning process. I've gone through my old playlists, gone through to pick some of my favorites. We'll do more of this later. Now, step two is going to be, we're going to scour the internet. We're going to now search outside for new tracks that we think might be suiting. So this includes some of the research like we did, listening to Burning Man sets, listening to melodic Afro house artists, and I'll give you guys a few sources where you can find music. So like I said, we love sounding unique. We want our sound to be identifiable as us rather than a mix that any DJ can create by getting top 100 Beatport songs. So guess what my first source to find music is? My first place to find music is Spotify. Some of you guys might use Spotify or Apple Music, but the reason I'm saying Spotify is Spotify knows the music I listen to naturally. It knows the music I like. So, of course, we can dig for more oldies or gems in our liked songs. I have about 2,500 liked songs. But also, I'm looking for my daily playlist 1. So my daily playlist 1 is a playlist that Spotify makes for me, my daily mix 1. It makes for me based off of my vibe, my style, the stuff I listen to. Radiance, I know this song. This is a song that I think could go well. Let me just scroll a little bit to see. Hot Lap Vita, those are perfect. A lot of Afro artists, I think. Me and OTK both will vibe with. All Alone. Heat, but I think that's overplayed. I feel like every DJ knows that song. Okay, so let's start adding based off of what I have here. And essentially, guys, we're going to build this playlist out and test it. So like I said, everything we add here might not be the final, the final go. But this is our starting point. So we're going to add Radiance like we saw on Spotify. I love that song. Memories. Oh, yeah. Memories is going to be a good one. And you see, these are already songs I have. This is essentially my vibe. Is this the right Memories, though? A deco? Hold up. Yep, it's the right song. Let's add Memories. What else is Spotify giving us? Agama, I think that can be a peak time song. We'll add that. I'm just using the search function if you don't know how I'm finding the song. Area 3344. That's another Avita. That's the vibe. That's the vibe I'm getting for what the clients want for this private event. So I'm not hesitating. I'm adding exactly what I feel like is going to be right. Makalu. But I'll tell you right now, the songs that are coming to me kind of feel like peak time type songs. Makalu might be a little bit slower, maybe more intro / closing. But again, we're going to have to listen, test it, you and me, in our eyes. See, this is the easiest playlist I've ever built because it's exactly the type of music I play, I love. Like, for example, I've built playlists to be versatile, to be able to play in front of everyone. But those are always a little bit harder because it's not what comes to me naturally. But we have, I think, almost 10 songs already. And we're only a few minutes into this YouTube video. Add it in our eyes. I want to add You and Me. I played that song yesterday for my friends, and I was thinking that song would be suiting. You and Me. So I know I'm not playing these songs out loud, but just trust me, this is my music. I know how it sounds. It's up to you to play your songs. You should know how the songs in your library sound. Okay, so that was my first source. We're scouring Spotify. And from today up until the event, as I'm listening to music on my daily, I'm going to listen out for songs on my Spotify or my source 2, which is YouTube. So we have this Black Coffee set. We have other sets I'm going to listen to. And as I find music, we're going to use either my YouTube downloader or my Spotify downloader. And then I want to give you guys an amazing top secret source. So my other source for unique music it's actually probably my best source for unique music at the moment is SoundCloud / Hype Edit. So simply put SoundCloud, but Hype Edit pulls from SoundCloud. I just had breakfast. Hype Edit pulls from SoundCloud. as well as Spotify, I believe. So I go to their top 100 chart, and you're going to be getting a lot of remixes, which is exactly what we want. We want remixes, we want edits, we want VIP edits. So it's up to you to go through this website, listen to as many songs as you can in your genre, of course. So I believe I'm in the Afro House genre. I think this is the top 100 Afro House genre. And from here, I'm going to pull my melodic Afro tech songs that I think are suiting. But for the sake of this video, we're going to move on to the next source. Okay, so now my last source for music that's on the internet is ID by Rivoli. So let's go to the website here. ID by Rivoli. So I haven't actually signed up for the service. However, I've listened to some of the exclusive tracks they have, and they have really, really cool edits. So I absolutely will sign up for it. It's a paid service, and you always want to have at least one paid service. The paid service I was using before was Beatport. I'll download paid tracks from Beatport. However, I started finding that I'm hearing a lot of other DJs with the songs I have, which is fine, but for me, I'm attracted to everything unique. I'm attracted to the expression of individuality, so I want to express my uniqueness to the maximum potential. So I'm going to jump onto a smaller, kind of lesser known platform, which, like I said, I've heard they have bangers. They have really, really cool edits. So let's jump onto their Bitten by Ant. Let's jump onto their websites. idbyrivoli.com. And they are subscription based. So right now they're offering their site for $12, over 10,000 exclusive edits and remixes. Okay, so $12 a month to start, and then it goes up to $20 a month. And if you're a pro DJ working at least 2 days a week, I think this is definitely worth it. So maybe, like I said, I'm not going to post this video until after the set is done. Maybe once I've downloaded some songs, once I've completed the set and played a few songs out, maybe I'll come back here and show you the music I got, and we'll break down the different sources we pulled this music from. But honestly, I see it as a spiritual thing where you go about your life, living, listening. You might be at a club, you might hear a song you like, you might take that ID. You might be listening to music on your car ride to work. You might pick out a song you like from Apple Music or Spotify. You might be at a friend's birthday and they're playing a YouTube set and you pick out a song from there. It's a spiritual process where the songs, to me, it honestly comes to me. Like I said, one of the last sets I recorded did really well on YouTube. And that set I changed up completely. I added about 4 or 5, 6 new tracks at 3 or 4 a.m. that came to me. They came to me on Spotify after I left the club. Like, I left the club very inspired, listened to an amazing set. So on the way home, I was home, and then Spotify was just feeding me with tracks that I felt like I had to play in my upcoming set. Played those tracks in the upcoming set. People were dancing the whole entire time. 90 minutes. This is recorded on video. 90 minutes. People grooving the whole entire time. Hey guys, just a quick edit. So I did get the subscription service ID by Rivoli, and it is super, super good. So the set has happened already, and I actually split up my songs into 2 playlists. So there was Private Island Soft and Private Island Hard. Soft was my set that I did to intro or warm up OTK, and this ended up being about a 3-hour set. I'm going to post about 2 hours of it onto my other YouTube, about 2 hours, 30 minutes. Anyway, just to quickly go through some of these songs, that website is amazing for edits. So just to show you which ones I chose really quickly, Overnight was from that site, so I'm going to continue using that site. I've actually gotten more songs since that event because I like it so much. Moth to a Flame, The Rapture 3, I think Dance with Somebody was from there. Dance Again, Personal Jesus, Can't Feel My Face, super, super cool edit. Consciousness, which is like an Afro House edit of the melodic techno song Consciousness by, what is it, Argy? Oh no, Anima. Drunken Love, Gold Skies, Say My Name, Soko, Rather Lie. About 35 to 40% of my tracks were edits from that site. And the best part about it is they were edits of songs that I already knew. Combination of songs I already knew. So a combination of Afro House and house songs I already knew with old school vocals of songs I already knew from these artists like Beyonce and Tory Lanez, for example. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about are just pitfalls to avoid. So the pitfalls to avoid are, most importantly, do not try to please everyone, because when you try to please everyone, you end up pleasing nobody. In this specific case, it's going to be very easy to build a set because the client is very specific. They don't want Arabic, they don't want Latino, and they want that Burning Man melodic Afro style. So it's very niche. It just happens to be exactly what I love myself. So it's very easy to build. I'm going to be pleasing that very specific niche of people. I'm not going to be playing Taylor Swift. I'm not going to be playing Bruno Mars edits. So in that case, don't try to please everyone. I've played several times where I know one or two people don't like exactly what I'm playing, and I kept playing that exact type of music because I could visually and I could just feel and see that everyone else was going for that vibe. So for example, I've had people come up to me and be like, I don't like this. Can you like change it? And to their face, I'm like, yeah, sure. But in reality, I don't switch it up because I'm playing to please a very specific niche rather than to please everyone. If I changed it up and pleased her, I might have messed up the vibe for everyone else in this example. And guys, be careful with overusing new tracks, or let me say it like overusing tracks that are new to you. You know, so it might be tempting to make a brand new playlist of, 30 tracks, 30 brand new tracks, and you think that's going to sound great. However, if they haven't been tried and tested, you're more likely to make mistakes because number one, you're not familiar with it, but also number two, a track that you just found yesterday might not be, once you play it today, it might not necessarily be a quality track. So don't overuse brand new tracks. The majority of your playlist should be oldies or songs that you're familiar with, pretty much songs that have been tried and tested and work. Also, be careful not to peak too early. This is a mistake that I used to make at the beginning of my DJ journey. So I wanted to play my bangers, now. I wanted to play them as early as possible. However, towards the end of the set, you're going to, number one, you're going to feel burnt out. You're going to feel like you've exhausted your library. And you're also going to mess up the natural flow of music. So sets / every individual song always follows the same structure of build up first, peak, break down, build up again, break down. Sometimes there's another peak, but that is always the structure of music. It flows in that pattern, kind of like a sine wave or a cos wave. It is not all peak. So don't peak too early. Don't use all your high-level tracks at the beginning because, number one, it doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel right, and you're just going to feel like you run out of songs. The mid and the end of your set is just going to feel off. Trust me on that. And always make sure you have backup tracks. So in this specific case with me planning for this private island set, luckily it's already my genre, so I already have dozens of other tracks in my playlist to pull from. But for you, let's say you have a gig coming up next week, make sure you always have kind of like second option and third option crates or playlists of similar music, or it just might be like a subgenre adjacent to whatever you're playing. So, for example, if you're playing Afro House, make sure you also have maybe some a funky house playlist you might be able to pull from if you need, as well as maybe a melodic house playlist you might be able to use as backups. So planning a set is not about knowing thousands of songs, but rather it's about having the right songs for those specific moments for that set. Structure plus intuition plus surprises are what creates memorable sets. So if you guys want me to break down final playlist names or track order or where to place your cues, drop me a comment below and we can go through that. And if you want my personal help building a set, you can sign up for a coaching call at the link in the description below. And other than that, that's what I have for this episode. Peace. I'm going to add some of the clips from the actual sets at the end, and I'll see you guys soon.